Exactly 1 week ago, I turned 23. Hooray! And some of you might be looking at me saying, wow, he's lucky, he has his whole life in front of him. And some of you might be calling me Unk. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've been making content for this channel for 3 years now. Some of you might be saying, man, that's a really long time. And some of you might be saying, man, he's just getting started. And the truth is, I don't know which way to feel about it. Because no matter how I look at it or how the situation is perceived, it is a long period of time. 3 years changes a person a lot. I was just leaving sophomore year of college, and I am now my first complete year out of college. You know, a lot of stuff changes in that time. I've gone from being a student and bartender that used to drink every other day to somebody that works a 9 to 5 and is going to the gym every single morning. You can change completely. But something that doesn't change is not knowing what to do. See, no matter what part of life I've been at, I've always had some sort of struggle inside of me, pulling me towards different directions, trying to figure out who I am and what I want to do with my life, but not having any clear direction or set path to follow. I understand that's a normal thing. No one knows what they're gonna do, who they're gonna be, what they're gonna turn out to when they start living life. The thing with it is that it raises a lot of issues, a lot of concerns. You know, as time goes on, the opportunity and the window closes. You wanna take advantage of it as soon as possible. Which brings me back to my birthday. At 23 years old, I'm still considered a young adult. I've just left college, I'm living on my own for the first time, I've got a new job, all these things are going great. But the thing is that there's always this uncertainty. Is this my path? Is this the way to follow? And the truth is, sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you have to do things without knowing what the result or what the action afterwards is going to be, because it's just going to figure itself out. Understanding that your journey is something that you create every single day, draw up, no matter what it might involve or what steps you don't understand or do understand, your journey is being drawn. And you're the one taking control of that. Unfortunately, sometimes it just sucks. You don't know what you're gonna do with your life. You don't know what you should start looking at, what you should be practicing, what you should be doing, working harder on, and none of it makes sense. Sometimes your routines feel like they're just repetitive, monotone, they have no value. They're not bringing you anywhere closer to who you want to be. And honestly, that's part of the journey. If there was one thing that I wish I understood sooner, it's that some of those monotone, chill, I don't know what I'm doing days are the important ones. They test you, they show you who you truly are, because if you can go through days where nothing seems of value, nothing seems like you're doing something good, or you don't feel like doing it at all, and you still get things done, you're working hard, you're pushing yourself to the next level, you're becoming that person. It's those days that count the most. The days that you wake up feeling like absolute shit, and you still push on to become the person you want to be. Because everyone has them. I had one. I recently had one. There's periods of times where I just don't see the vision. I don't see what I set out to do. I don't see who I want to become. And it's that pushing through. It's walking through the fog. It's walking through and having no direction, but still moving on. I don't know if it's for better or for worse, but me personally, I'm someone that needs to be doing things. I need to have my time planned out. Not to the second, to the minute, but I need to do things. I need to have things that I can do. Working a job gives me fulfillment. It gives me something to do for a set period of time, and it has a reward at the end of it, the paycheck. But when I have a lot of free time and I don't know what to do with it, I feel lost. I feel kind of like I'm in the fog, like I'm walking through a forest and it's covered in fog. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know a sense of direction. I don't know what's the best path. But when I have laid out what I'm going to do, what is the best case, what is the best thing to do at that time, it feels fantastic. Because having a purpose and having a vision, having a path and having a way that you want to move forward is the best way to move forward as a human, as a person, as a developmental character. Things as simple as going to the gym give value and purpose. I know that that's something I will be doing every day. I know my exercise is part of my routine. I know that it's building me to who I want to be. I look better, I feel better, I'm healthier. I know that I'm supposed to live longer because of it. And it makes me feel fucking fantastic. But on the other hand, there are those days when you wake up and you know you should be doing something. You know that you have tasks that you're supposed to do, but you just don't feel like doing them. There isn't that internal fire. It seems like it doesn't make sense. There's no reason to, there's no value to. Sometimes you just don't see the value in doing it. You set out on a mission and sometimes you lose sight of what that mission is. Trust me, everyone feels them. I'm not an expert in any sense or form, but I feel those. And experts do too. The thing that experts have learned to do around that is they don't care. You push through it no matter what. Like, you can take a down day, you can take a day to recover and rest, because that's important. But having a prolonged period of time where you're not doing anything, sitting on your ass and letting things fall apart is what's going to ruin you as a person. Having that mindset where it's like, man, my life sucks, and then doing things that make it even more shittier is your resulting action, it's just gonna keep sending you down the wrong path. And you might be looking at me like, Andreas, what can I do to get away from that path? What can I do to fix my trajectory? What can I do to get back on track? The thing is, you don't want to overcomplicate it. If you make it too hard for yourself to get back on your trajectory, to get back in focus, you're gonna make yourself scared and you're gonna scare yourself away from going back to it. Depending what you want to do and the type of person you are, it can be as simple as waking up at a certain time. If you can't wake up at a certain time or go to bed at a certain time for that matter, setting that will help you exponentially. Start doing the small things. Maybe it's eating better nutrition. If you've realized that you're gained a couple pounds, you want to lose that. You want to feel better. You don't understand why you're feeling sluggish. You don't understand where your money's going. You don't understand why you look the way you do. Finding the simplest things that you can do to start snowballing into a larger effect is going to help incredibly. It doesn't have to be insane change at the snap of your fingers, but small actions over a long period of time are gonna compound into this monumental effect that's gonna get you back into the rhythm that you've been missing. So whether you've been in a slump for one day, 1 week, a month, or even a year, find the one thing that can bring you back. Who was it that you were before this? Who was it that kept pushing you, that kept moving you forward into the positive direction? Find that spark inside, something that gave you energy, something that wanted you to be better than you are, and ignite it again. Push through, become that person again. Find the flame that was pushing you down that path. Because as the quote goes, a human life is too precious of a thing to waste.